tempo, keeping perfect rhythm with the song on the radio. Gotta keep it rolling. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a better way for me. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a sunny day for me. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a better way for me. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a sunny day.
All right, everybody, what's going on tonight? Old Tony Justice bringing us in like always. You know, y'all, man, that's some toe-tapping music. Get you in the mood to do just about anything right there. Go out and check out Tony Justice. I know I say it all the time, but it's big. It means something to me. He's a fellow trucker trying to make it. He's there. He's on the doorstep, and he's about to come crashing through it. So y'all go and check out Tony Justice and show the man some love. He's a fellow trucker, and we need to support him. On to the topic of tonight. I'm doing a recorded video because I want to stay on topic for a few minutes here. I've got something that means a lot to me, or not, you know, it's a big deal to me, and I want to kind of convey some thoughts on it. And so in order to stay on topic, I'm going to do a recorded video. But y'all all know my opinion. If you don't, I put out a video a while back about carrying your Second Amendment rights with you in your truck. And I'm a big supporter of the Second Amendment. And I want to talk tonight, though, about the November midterm elections, because those are coming up, obviously, in November. It's the first Tuesday in November. And the Second Amendment is a big deal right now. It's been a big deal for a long time in this country, and there is a big push by a lot of extremists on the left side of the aisle really fighting against the Second Amendment right now. A big, big push. And I'm not trying to get political left or right. Simple fact of the matter is that I'm a Second Amendment supporter, and 90% of the time, most likely, or maybe even 99% of the time, that's going to make me align with people on the right side of the aisle. I'm not saying that anybody on the left side of the aisle can't be a Second Amendment supporter. Not saying that at all, because there are some. I personally know a few. Okay, so I'm not making a blanket statement there. There's plenty of people on both sides of the aisle who are pro Second Amendment and anti Second Amendment. Okay, but for the most part, the extreme anti-gunners, gun grabbers, they're on the far left. And we got a lot of them running for office in this country right now. We got a lot of them running for office. We got major U.S. House of Representatives. Everybody, if you don't know, the United States House of Representatives has a rolling every 2 years. Everybody in the U.S. House gets elected every 2 years. So we got November election coming up. The whole entire congregation, all 535 seats, will be elected for 2 years. So that's going to be a big deal. We also got a third of the United States senators who are up for election. Those are on a 6-year term. Every 2 years you have a third of them running for election. So we got about 66 senators, roughly. I haven't done the math to do the count to see, but it's roughly 66. It's a third because there's 200 senators. So you got roughly 66 senators who are running for election across the country. And then you got multiple governorships. I know in Georgia we've got a new governor going to be elected because Nathan Deal is termed out. He's on his second term. He can't run again. So we're going to have a new governor. And in Republican Georgia, we have a firmly believing, out in the open gun grabber who has been nominated by the Democratic Party to be the next governor of Georgia. And that's not, you know, that's all across this country. The main thing I want to talk about tonight is the importance of voting come November. The importance of getting out and making your voice heard, because historically Midterm elections, the voter turnout is much lower, and so the likelihood that a few votes one way or the other could sway things is a lot higher. And if you care anything about the Second Amendment, you've got to do the research. Find out who's running for office in your area, in your county, in your state, for the U.S. House, in your district, your senator if they're running, your governor. And if you care anything about the Second Amendment, you've got to do the research, find out who is for or against the Second Amendment, and get out and vote and support them. I know in trucking, it can be very hard sometimes to be in town at home on that given Tuesday in November. But it's very easy now, really. If you want to vote, you can fairly easily, because you've got the traditional absentee ballot that is still valid. That's still a very good way to vote, but most of these states now have enacted early voting, to where you still go down and use the little machine and make your vote, but it's in October, and so it's really easy now. If you want to vote, if you have any passion for supporting a certain cause and supporting people who support that cause, it's easy to vote if you actually want to do it. There's no really excuse not that you couldn't make it. But if you have any inkling of support for the Second Amendment, we have got to get out and vote for people who support the Second Amendment like we do come this November. Because there is a lot of people who have made the ballots across the country who are firm and loud-spoken gun grabbers. Stacey Abrams is the Democratic nominee in Georgia. And she's been in the state legislature for a while, and she has written bills trying to get them passed into law that actually stated in the bills that it would be gun confiscation. And this woman has received the nomination. She has received enough votes from Democrats to be their nominee to try to become governor of Georgia. It's all over the country, though. The extreme left is a moderate Democrat stands no chance almost in most of the places where Democrats have control. The left has moved so far to the left that centrist Democrats look like hardline Republicans now. So we've got to do our research on who in our area supports the Second Amendment, and make sure you get out in November and go and vote and support these people, because it makes a big difference. With such a big push going on right now, we have to do this, because the left is not going to come out and say it. They're not going to say what they really want. If you catch some of these clips where they've been caught on hot mics and didn't know they were being recorded, they want total confiscation. They don't want us having guns. They're gonna, right now they're on the assault weapons deal. You know, I will give them this. I will give them this one bit of a win that they have done. The left has successfully changed the terminology, because we don't have any assault weapons that are legal for Joe Blow to go and buy. That's an automatic rifle. You pull the trigger and it sprays 30 bullets. Those are not legal in this country without massive amounts of clearances, documentations. The average person does not have these legally. But I will say that the left has successfully changed the terminology to where now assault weapon has been made to be any semi-automatic rifle. An AR-15, an SKS, anything like that has now been deemed to be an assault weapon. And the left has manufactured that out of fear-mongering, okay? So I will give them that. They have been successful with shifting the public opinion of what an assault weapon is, albeit falsely. Right now, that's the demon. That's the ugly, scary thing that they say they're going after. But let's not fool ourselves. Let's not fool ourselves. any kind of restriction that they can get in place, they will. And if they had full control and full will, it would be full confiscation. Don't fool yourself into thinking otherwise. There's plenty of high-ranking Democrats who've been caught on hot mics. Some have blatantly said that that's what they want. So we have to be adamant, just as adamant as they are in their gun grab that they're putting up. We have to be just as adamant in supporting the people who are protecting our Second Amendment rights. So you've got to support the NRA, and you've got to support the politicians who are running for office that are going to support the Second Amendment. That is a key thing. I believe in the Second Amendment, and it's important to me. So if that's any importance to you, then that's all I ask, is do your homework, find out who is running in your areas and who supports the Second Amendment, and make sure that come time to vote, you get out and do it. Because we can't afford to let these people get elected who are adamant about taking our guns away, okay? Everybody says, oh, you're just fear-mongering, nobody's trying to take your guns away, but the reality is they are. They want to try to tamp down that belief so that people won't get up in arms over it, and they'll follow along. And the longer, the longer they have to gather steam, the more powerful they will become. So, that's the gist of what I wanted to say. We've got to do our homework and support the people who are going to support the Second Amendment, and then more importantly, you have to get out and vote for them. Do your part to help keep people that are going to support the Second Amendment in office, and keep the ones who are going to try to uproot it and tear it apart out of office. Okay, that's the main thing that I wanted to get across tonight. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's obviously a hot button topic in the country right now, and I mean, of course, it has been for a long time. It's been a hot button topic for a long time. But the extreme left has moved so far extreme left, and they are taking over the Democratic Party. They really are on the verge of doing that. And they've got a lot of steam going. So we can't get complacent because we got Trump elected to the White House. We can't get complacent and not go and vote in November. We got to get out and support these people that are going to support that agenda and support the Second Amendment. Okay? That's all I really wanted to say. It's Friday afternoon or Friday evening, and we're going to be on the road this weekend. Be headed up towards Chicago. I'll be up there Monday. And not in Chicago proper, I wouldn't dare do that, but be on the outskirts, out on 294 and 55. And make a delivery on Monday, and then we pick up a load Monday going down to Dallas to go to GATS. And we'll be down there the entire show, the entire time for GATS. Lord willing, because, anything can happen. Load can cancel, whatever. So, Lord willing, we've already got the load going to Chicago. Lord willing, we're going to get one that we've already got booked, pick it up Monday, and we'll be headed south to Dallas. But I hope everybody has a good weekend, and enjoy it. Be safe. Keep the shiny side up, the rubber side down if you're out on the road. And, just make sure you get out and vote in November. Do your homework. Support the Second Amendment. Get out and vote in November. And support these people who are going to try to protect it for us, okay? All right. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you later.